Hello, and welcome to my humble abode. Come on in. Let me close the door. And here I've got my keys. So I'm going to lock the door. And in this video, I'm going to show you around my flat, which is pretty small. And at the same time, I'm going to teach you lots of different words of things you can find around a house to provide you with comprehensible input. It's a bit random, but here we have some tinsel. And tinsel is used to decorate a Christmas tree. Or in our case, just to hang up next to some lights. After locking the door, I walked up the stairs. Then you can see a rug and some filthy running shoes. You see, I've just been for a run and had a shower, which is why my cheeks are a little bit red. You see here next to the radiator and the window ledge, I've got this. And this is a sleeve where I put my phone in and my keys when I go for a run. And behind me, you can see my ring light. And you can also see a clothes hanger where I have my hoodie, denim jacket, and a black coat. And, of course, here we have curtains. Now I'm going to walk upstairs and I'm going to hold on to the banister, also called the railing. Many of you have already seen my house before because, of course, I record most of my videos at home. But I must admit, I must confess that I'm not the tidiest person. I can be a little bit messy, so my flat might be a bit all over the place. In front of me, we've got loads of shoes. This is basically our shoe rack, where we keep our shoes. We have some smart shoes, some sandals, flip-flops there, and then lots of trainers. And, well, in my case, I'm wearing slippers. They're actually my fiance's slippers, but hey, I stole them from her. They're mine now. I mentioned I've just been for a run. And normally when I go for a run, I wear these big headphones, because that way I can put them on and they're not gonna fall off. Let me take them off now. But if I compare those to your standard AirPods, I use them when I'm working, but when I'm running, it feels like they always fall out of my ear. So it's useless when it comes to running. How about a few old photos? You see, to make my flat seem a little bit cozier and more homely, well, I have some old pictures and frames. Here, who's this guy? It's me, of course. And it looks like I'm a toddler here. And a toddler is a baby who's like 2 years old. And just like now, I have these big red cheeks. Many of you already know my mum, but this is my mum, well, 25 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. Beautiful, isn't she? And here is my older sister, and that's me. And this is when we were in Australia, because my uncle and aunt and cousins, well, they live in Australia. Now, many of you know my mum, but you don't know my dad. So here's a little photo as well. And tell me in the comments if you'd like me to record a conversation with my dad. Maybe seeing lots of you comment, yes, we want to see it. Then I can convince him to, well, record a little chit chat. But hey, here he is. That's my dad, and that's me as a little baby. So cute. Now let me show you some other words and phrases. Hello! Right now you can see I'm looking in the mirror. And next to the mirror we have a couple of medals. This one here is from last year when I ran the Brussels Marathon. And this one is half a marathon, more or less, that I also did here in Brussels. I am still a little bit hot and sweaty, so here I've got a fan where I can fan myself. Now let's have a look what's in this straw. And this, by the way, is a doorknob that you can use to open a door. And, well, there we have a Hoover, which is also known as a vacuum cleaner, to hoover or vacuum your floor. And there we've got an iron, which I usually have creased shirts or t-shirts, so you can see I don't use irons a lot. I rarely iron my clothes. Oh, and I still have this birthday card. It's common in the United Kingdom to send people birthday cards. So this one was from my auntie and uncle and cousin. And it says, "Cake? Is that cake? Are we having cake? Smells like cake. I can see candles." My auntie and I share a love for dogs, so that explains the card. By the way, we'll return to the kitchen in a bit, but obviously you can see there we have my laptop, and this is a worktop, also known as a kitchen top. And here behind me we have a bin, which you can open by pressing this. You see, that way I don't have to bend over or kneel down to open it. Let's see what else we've got in my living room. And as you can see, my flat is completely open plan, which is nice because it makes it more spacious. But there is a downside because we don't have any doors. Well, obviously there is the front door and the toilet door or bathroom door. And by the way, in British English, we can also say the loo. Yes, the loo is the toilet. Now this isn't mine, it's my fiance's, but this kind of bag that you put here, well, in British English we call it a bum bag, and in American English they call it a fanny pack. Now let's have a look at this table. Here we have a lampshade, and a switch where we can turn it on and turn it off. Then here we've got some different candles. And the candle, well, it's made out of wax. And that little black part that you can light is called a wick. Then here we have some coasters, some interesting ones. And here is an exercise band. Then underneath this, honestly, it's a little bit dusty, which is why here I have a duster, so I can dust it to remove the dust. This probably looks like a more familiar view for you, because here I'm sat on my sofa bed, and well, it was originally a sofa, which can be converted into a bed, but since we had some visitors staying over, we've decided, well, that it's much more comfortable if we keep it as a sofa bed. And we have lots of different cushions. Some of them are comfy and others are a bit uncomfy. But yeah, this is where I spend most of my time, except, well, in bed or at my desk where I teach my classes. And the reason I spend so much time on the sofa bed is because it's in front of my TV. And I don't watch that much TV per se anymore, but Netflix, Prime, HBO, football, well, sometimes at the weekend or in the evening, I am glued to the TV. Maybe I'm becoming a bit of a couch potato, someone who is always on the couch, the sofa, or the settee. But what else can I show you? Very important, if you're using the TV, there is the remote control, and it's on a coffee table with a couple of other coasters. Here, now, I'm walking on the rug. By the way, rug and carpet. What's the difference? A rug doesn't cover the whole floor, and a carpet, well, it covers all parts of a room. And sometimes, well, when I'm on the sofa bed, I might also want to put my feet up. And I do this on this. It is a footrest. Behind the footrest, here we can see a fireplace. And remember that the fireplace is inside and the chimney is outside. So there, obviously, this goes all the way to a chimney, which is outside. And there, we can see a specific type of window. What's the name of that kind of window? The brand is Velux or Velux, but in general, it is a skylight because, well, you can see the sky. And there, if I open this door, we can go out onto my wooden balcony, which is quite small, and given that it's wooden, it doesn't always feel that safe. But maybe it's just me, that I'm a chicken, I'm a coward, and I panic really easily. Now, I've just gone outside, and one of the big advantages of this flat is that we've got this peaceful balcony. Yes, it's not that spacious, but, you know, we've got good views, it's very green, and now in autumn, you can see that the leaves are changing colour and falling. And that is a plant pot, and this is a planter. But as you can see, we don't do a lot of gardening, or we don't take care of the plants. It's a bit chilly, it's a bit cool, it's a bit nippy. I'm shivering, so time to head back inside. Let me know about you. Would you feel safe sitting on my balcony, or would you start to get a little bit nervous like me? Before we move on to the kitchen, bathroom, upstairs, my desk, let me show you some random words and phrases. Here we've got a laptop that is connected using a cable, an HDMI cable, so that we can watch things on TV. And there, where you have all of these things plugged in, it's called an extension lead. And obviously, we all need Wi-Fi nowadays. So here is our router. There we have an armchair, but to be honest, we never use it. I think this is the first time I've sat here in like donkey's years. That means a long time. You know, ages. Here we have lots of hats and also some gloves that, well, they'll come in handy in the near future. Do you get it? Handy? Here we have some sunglasses and random bits and pieces. Bits and bats. There we have some batteries and some books and textbooks. And we use this to get rid of like dog or cat hairs. We don't have any pets, but sometimes we dog sit. That means to take care of a dog, like babysitting, but for dogs. And here I have a paddle racket because I'm trying to get into paddle. You know, I'm trying to become interested in it and start to like it because I think it's fun, but I'm not very good. I don't know about you, but here in Belgium, in Spain, Italy, kind of all over the world, paddle is all the rage, meaning it's fashionable, it's trendy. Now, let's move on to the kitchen. First and foremost, we have the fridge and the freezer. And here we have lots of fridge magnets. And if I open the freezer, you can see that, well, I have some frozen food, some ice cubes, some frozen peas, but that's about it. And I think the fridge is equally depressing. Let's find out. Look how empty it is. I'm starving. We got some ketchup, mustard, chili sauce, wine, parmesan, milk, carrots, cottage cheese, a spreadable cheese, some beetroot, some yogurt, and a broccoli. Yummy, right? If I open this drawer, you can see lots of cutlery. We got some knives, some spoons, some forks, some little teaspoons in here. We have scissors, and this is for a blender to blend some food. And yeah. Important. Here we have a corkscrew and a bottle opener. And on the worktop, next to my laptop, what do we have here? We've got half a baguette, and it is defrosting. So I took it out of the freezer about an hour ago. Very important for any English household. This is a kettle, and we use it to boil water to generally make a cuppa, a cup of tea. There we have an extractor fan. We have the stove or hob, which is made with electric. So you just turn up or down any of these knobs. And here I'm about to open the oven, which is a bit messy, to be honest. And there we have some baking trays. Now I'm going to close it. Here we have some random stuff as well. We've got some olives, we've got some herbs and spices, we've got some tomato, then pesto, and tinned tuna, and tinned mackerel. Yeah. There we have some essentials, I suppose. As I open other cupboards, there you can see some more food. Here we've got some potatoes, garlic, and medicine. There we have some wooden spoons and liquid gold, in other words, extra virgin olive oil, some coffee capsules, and an oven glove. This is, of course, the microwave. You can open the door and close it. And that is next to the coffee machine, which is absolutely essential with my little espresso cup. And this is the sink. Here, if I open the tap, the water starts running. There we have something I need to clean up or wash up. It is some Tupperware, a plastic container. And this is a sponge scourer used to do the dishes. And what about this? That is a chopping board to chop different fruits, meat, vegetables. This is a whisk. And then here we have a sieve that is used to drain pasta, a potato masher, and we have different, well, what are they called? Utensils, kitchen utensils, and big spoons. This is the drying rack where we've got a pan and we've got some knives and fork. And here we have a toaster. Then this is a dishwasher, which, to be honest, we never use. But hey, there it is. And I mentioned that is a pan. In here, we have some more pots and pans. And this is a colander. Then above this area, here, we have some cups and glasses. Here we have some bowls and plates. And well, this is where we put our glass, which we then recycle. And down here, we have plastic and we have paper. Let's move on from the kitchen. I think enough is enough of my messy kitchen. There we have a clothes horse, where our clothes are drying. We hung them up. And this, well, is a wardrobe. And above the wardrobe, we can see some storage space. And here, we've got some wrapping paper used to wrap up a present. In this one, we've got my fiance's coats and jackets that are hung up on. These are called hangers. Then in my part of the wardrobe, we have lots of shirts. Even though, to be honest, I don't wear shirts that often anymore. I prefer to just wear a black or white t-shirt. Simple. This is my backpack. This is a handbag. This is a scarf. This is a handkerchief. I'm blowing my nose. These are boxers. These are socks. Here is a football shirt with the Leeds United badge, of course. Some shorts, sweatpants, swimming shorts or trunks. And these are black jeans with a belt attached to them. Now you've seen how stylish I am and all the clothes I have. Let's go to the toilet or the loo. Oh, and next to the toilet, we have our thermostat. And you can turn up or turn down the dial to increase or decrease the temperature. Because right now, we have the central heating on. And it's set to 17 degrees, more or less. Earlier, I showed you a doorknob. Well, this is a bit different. This is a door handle. There we have a shower head and my bathtub. Notice that here you can see some shower gel, conditioner, some shampoo, Alpecin, you know, because I'm a balding man. I'm going bald, so I'll take any help I can get. Here you might wonder, Lewis, why is your toothbrush and your toothpaste next to the bathtub? Well, it's because I like to kill two birds with one stone. I like to have a shower whilst I am brushing my teeth. It's a bit weird, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. What about you? Do you know anybody who does the same thing? This is a bath mat, by the way, and there we have a plug, and then here we have a laundry basket, and this, if you want to unblock a plug or a toilet, this is a plunger. Here is, of course, the washing machine where we do our laundry. Next to it, we have a stool that can be used so, well, my fiance can go up to the top of the skylight and close it because she's a little bit short. Then above, on top of the washing machine, we have some cleaning products. We also have some detergent and some fabric softener. This is a towel which is drying up on the radiator. And then here we have some brooms and we also have a mop to clean the floor. Here are some hair dyes and some roll-on deodorant. Here we have some nail varnish, I believe. And then this is aftershave, which is the term we use for cologne, you know, male perfume, let's say. We've got a nice big mirror in front of the sink, where again, you can turn the tap on. Here we have some hand wash to wash your hands after you go to the toilet. And here, next to the toilet, well, we have a little bin. We also have toilet roll, and we have a toilet brush. Then you can, of course, lift the lid, or you can lower the lid. And yeah, if you've already gone to a toilet, then you can flush it. How about this? Well, this is a comb, and we have some earrings, I believe. And here we have some cotton pads, which I use to remove makeup. These are tweezers to pluck your eyebrows. This is a razor to wet shave using shaving foam. But also this is a beard trimmer and an electric razor. And I use this to shave as well, of course. And sometimes I cut my own hair. I know, crazy, but that's me. What about these? Well, these are nail clippers to clip or cut your nails. And, well, some people might want to prevent wrinkles or they have very dry skin. And in that case, they might use a moisturizer to moisturize your skin, in particular around your face. behind me, well, we have my little English corner, and this is usually my workspace, where of course we have the Union Jack, the British flag, we have a map as well, we have a sign for Elland Road, which is the name of the stadium of Leeds United, and yeah, this is a table, we have a little office chair that spins around as well, and on top of it there is a little red warm blanket because again it's getting cold, so sometimes I will wrap up when I'm teaching. There we have a microphone, the one I use to record my Friday podcasts. There we have some wires, it's a bit messy. We have a phone case, an envelope, a book, a USB file or something similar, and we have more cables here. We have some paper with some little scribbles on it. Here we have my black wig, which I don't use very often, but I use it from time to time to, well, have another character in my videos, but it's a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. Now, I'm running out of time because I've got a class in 10 minutes, but quickly, I'm going to show you a little bit of upstairs. Right now, I am walking upstairs, and once again, this is a railing or the banister. Here we've got some jewellery on the table, and, well, we've got a mouse and a mouse pad. There we have an electric fan to cool us down when it gets too hot in summer, and some more clothes that are hung up. On my bedside table, we've got another birthday card and an eye mask to help keep it dark when sleeping, a little lamp, and then we have some pillows at the top. We have a duvet or a quilt and bed sheets. And that's pretty much everything. Well, here we have a chest of drawers to store some more clothes, and there we have a couple of suitcases. And that's it. That's everything. So I hope you enjoyed this video of comprehensible input around my flat, showing you as much vocabulary as humanly possible. If you did like it and found it useful, don't forget to leave a like and, well, let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Love you lots and see you next time. Bye bye.